Nearly 2 months before they begin defense of their title, the Los Angeles Rams receive their championship spoils on Thursday. Their Super Bowl rings. Now, the rings have removable tops that reveal SoFi Stadium's bowl underneath.
Oh, they stole that from the Bucks.
And hey, look at that. The Bengals got themselves on a ring there. In terms of the carat weight, they are the heaviest sports championship rings in history. According to the team, the rings have approximately 20 carats of white diamonds set on white and gold, marking the opening of SoFi Stadium in 2020. They are beauties. Now, Rams, one of the beauties of the NFC West, they are Super Bowl favorites, amongst the favorites, at 11-1. In terms of the NFC West, plus 135. They're projected for 10.5 wins. 49ers next, plus 180, projected for double-digit wins as well. Then it's Arizona at 3-1. And lastly, Seattle, 16-1, just to win the division, projected for 6 wins this season. All right, let's talk about these totals and what the NFC West could look like. And to do that, let's welcome back CBS Sports NFL analyst Ryan Wilson. Ryan, let's start at the top with the Rams. Matthew Stafford comes in and in his first season leads the team to the title. His numbers took a significant jump in 2021, almost 5,000 yards passing, over 40 touchdowns. So what are you expecting from Stafford in year 2 here in LA? More of the same or a bit of a step backwards?
So I have to take a moment to collect myself, Jeremy, because during the break we were talking about my 5th-year-old, and I need a couple Serenity Now deep breaths. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to channel that championship ring that the Rams just won, well-deserved, and I'm going to think positive thoughts. Come on, parents. So here's the deal. I think Matthew Stafford is going to be even better than he was last year. And he actually said a few weeks ago that he actually understands a lot more at this point in the process than he did a year ago, which makes sense because he's been in the offense, that Sean McVay offense, for a year now. He now has Allen Robinson to throw passes to. We'll see what happens to Odell Beckham, who tore his ACL in the Super Bowl, and where he ends up. But you have Cooper Kupp. It turns out he's pretty good. The offensive line is going to be good. They're going to have to replace Andrew Whitworth, but Joe Noteboom has been preparing for that role for a few years. And defensively, you got Aaron Donald, you got Jalen Ramsey, you got most of the players that helped you win last year. Bobby Wagner's a new addition as well. So I think the odds that we saw on the graphic just a moment ago are spot on as we sit here in the middle of July, in that it's hard to imagine any other team than the Rams right now being the favorite in that division, an incredibly tough division, except for maybe one team that we'll talk about in a second.
New offensive coordinator in Liam Cohen here for the Rams. Left the organization for a year. He became the offensive coordinator at Kentucky. They actually had quite a good offense last year in college football. Then he comes back to the Rams. Are you expecting any major adjustments with this offense or just little tweaks?
Little tweaks, and we know that it doesn't matter who the title holds the title of offensive coordinator. At the end of the day, Sean McVay is going to be dialing up those plays, and we've seen what he's been able to do. The only issue with Sean McVay is that he seems to not care about timeouts, and that drives football fans in general and Rams fans in particular crazy in late game situations. It didn't bother or hurt him last year or that team. Maybe he'll work on that. That's something he's been working on during the offseason. But at the end of the day, he'll be dialing up the plays, and we'll see Matthew Stafford probably be more effective in terms of completing those plays than we even saw a year ago. And that's something to be concerned about if you're one of the other teams in that division.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.